What's going on, everybody? Just give us a second here. We'll be ready to go. We're going to talk about all the new updates that Teleria is planning for 2026. And then we're going to give them a little bit of a hint of some updates that they really should bring in. So I hope you guys are ready. Buckle up and let's get ready.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast, episode number 115. Man, we got a lot of things to discuss about because Teleria dropped a bombshell on us this week with, first of all, what I think is the most crazy broken mythical champion and some of the big updates for 2026 that are going to be coming. Now, we are close to the end of 2025. And we are going to be getting those 7 new bosses that they promised us, hopefully within the next week or two. But that said, we got to talk about the siege defenses that we're going to finally be able to test. We're going to talk about PvP, live arena, friendly battles. Thank God it's about time they actually decided that they were going to do it, and so many more things. Before we get too far, though, let me introduce today's co-hosts for the podcast. In the top red box, representing our free-to-play content creators, Mr. Final Compachi. Ken, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good, man. Running again on every Sunday, so I got a PB today. 1 hour, 1 minute, 10 kilometer. Not bad. I'm gonna drop that like below 1 hour, hopefully, but my legs are hurting, man. So.
Now,
yeah.
I gotta ask, are you doing it like on a treadmill or just like outdoors? So like you're going up and down hills and stuff?
No. Yeah, it's a park there. Yeah, there is a hiking, there is a going down, of course. It's not like flat surface, so
Okay.
yeah, it's a park. Like lots of people there running as well. So
okay,
yeah, I'm going there. I'm driving like 30-minute bike. So and after that I'm driving back again. So but it's an electric bike, so it's not that hard to ride it. So
so it's not a free-to-play bike; it's a little pay-to-win.
I mean, to be honest, like. Since I'm a little bit interested on the running stuff, so there is something called the Ironman. I mentioned that before. It's a swimming riding bike and after that running marathon. This special bikes, I mean racer bikes, they are way expensive than the electric bikes. Just saying,
Yeah.
like they have a thin wheel. Yeah, thin wheel is they are looking so cool too. Maybe one day, I don't know.
I had a friend, or have a friend who used to do bike racing, and he was telling me, he's like, just the bikes alone, because you got to wear special shoes for them and stuff like that too. That
yeah.
grip on. Like the bikes alone were made out of carbon fiber, and he's like, yeah, it's like $15,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, what for a bike?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, the Dab Master himself, all the way from Texas, Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, what is going on, bro? How are you?
Dude, life is crazy. I came running in here, scarfing down some food right before the podcast here, but glad to be here as always. Later this afternoon, going to go see the Predator movie.
Ooh.
So looking forward to go see that. And then it's with the guy who lives in the neighborhood who was a previous coworker, but he helped me with my interview on my new job, which I've been at for almost 3 months now. And I was like, I owe you some drinks. So we're going to go for drinks afterwards. So it'll be good.
Nice. What kind of drinks are you? What kind of
If
drink
it's me,
man
it's
are
bourbon.
you?
He's more of a beer guy. He's more of a beer
Okay.
guy. So I'll probably have a bourbon.
Okay. Next up, the guy who's got some of the most insane luck pulling mythical champions that I think should probably start opening my charts and then having me react to it. Mr. DK Tanjiro. DK, what's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just looking forward to all the new content that's coming out,
Okay.
Doing what I do best, pulling just pulled a 6-star soul for my Naime, Neve, whatever you guys want to call her. So
Eve?
been having fun with
Okay.
that.
Have you pulled Joan of Arc yet?
Nah, not yet.
Chat, have any of you guys pulled her yet? I'm curious to see. She is an absolute god tier champion.
She's my most wanted now.
She's your most wanted? Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Next up, our 5-headed strategist, Mr. JR Star 3. Jay, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Just enjoying Leo, enjoying Res Nuker, enjoying 1v4ing people in Classic Arena or Live Arena. But you still have to deal with mythicals that can ignore your res, so that is annoying sometimes. But in general, just doing the fragment summon, and basically showing other possibilities of using different champions with Res Nuker. And of course, as I was doing that, Plarium dropped the new champion Joe into Luminant, which is basically the perfect Res Nuker. It's kind of funny. It makes me wonder if someone's watching my streams and telling Plarium behind the scenes, "Hey, this could be a thing," and then boom, it comes out. I'm like, "What the hell?" But I am stoked. She's my most wanted as well. I hope we don't get a crazy fluctuation as champion in Arena because it's going to be toxic.
Yeah. She is definitely going to change the game now, and definitely the meta. I mean, you've been a huge proponent for Res Nukers, and I think, yeah, they may have done this because of you. I will give you credit for that. Next up, our favorite late night streamer, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good. I was gonna wait to see how long you were gonna take or leave Ken on the screen there. Right? I told you in the very beginning, and no one noticed. Double Ken Patchy. I don't even know if the panel noticed. Ken was on the main screen. But I'm doing good. Watched a little bit of UFC yesterday. Doing the fusion. I know a lot of people are skipping, but I'm doing them. I think he's gonna help me out a lot in Faction Wars. At least I hope he's gonna help me out a lot in Faction Wars. And yeah, excited about talk about Raid. We got a lot of news coming. We got the 7 to 8 new bosses coming soon. So yeah, exciting times in Raid.
Awesome. That was actually Final Campachi's twin brother, Pay to Win Campachi. So
Oh yeah,
I
don't like
you
him.
guys that.
He's an asshole.
And last but not least, giving us a top 100 live arena, Mr. Gessel Gaming. Gessel, what's going on? How are you, bro?
Doing great, man. To circle back to the whole bike thing, I actually worked for a company that made carbon fiber bicycle wheels. And the most expensive pair they had was $6,000 just for the wheels. Just the
Wow.
wheels.
Crap.
Yeah.
Is
So-
it Bugatti brand? Like, what is that? Lamborghini?
Well, they were carbon fiber, dude. Like you would pick them up, and it was like picking up a piece of paper. They were so light, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Well-
was insane.
It's
But-
so
But it was a
I-
full wheel
damn.
and like strong enough to ride on, obviously.
So
very
I
expensive.
I'm a UPS driver in IRL, right? And I delivered what on my old route there was a bike shop. In more of a, kind of yup Richie area. And I was talking to one of the guys and he's like, every bike you deliver here is probably worth as much as your car. And I was like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? He's like,
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
the average bike that we sell is about $40,000. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Who the hell spends $40,000 on a bike?
It's full carbon fiber. Like, yeah,
People
it's
who
like
don't
so
play
many
Raid
little
Shadow
things.
And I'm
You
like,
can
well,
go with like out wires and stuff. Like it could all be electronic. Like you go crazy expensive on bikes, man.
and my only other question is, okay, you spend that much. How long is it before you stop using it? And then what does it become? A $40,000 clothes rack? Because like that's just insane. Insane. But yeah,
Sell it.
man, that is a crazy industry to be in. And that's
It's a niche market, small market. Yeah, it's a
Right,
niche market.
right.
It's super rich and like the professionals. That's like who it is basically.
Right. All right. So we got to
I'd
talk
give my
about
left nut for one of those. See my joke?
Lance.
Yeah.
You're bad. You're bad.
Got him.
All right, so we got to talk about a couple of things here today. I'm excited about some of these announcements that they made, and I'm hoping that they're going to take a lot more of the information that we've been giving them, a lot more of the suggestions, and use it to make the game a little bit better for the rest of the year. Right? I don't think anything that they put out on this post was bad at all. I think this is 100% positive. I'm actually happy. And I was actually really stoked about it. But before we get to those, let's talk about this absolutely broken mythical champion, Joan the Luminant. She is a resistance and attack based. Now, after I believe I saw some of the testing from Cruisin', you actually want to build her with resistance, not attack. And I mean, she is just going to make these Titus comps even more game changing. And honestly, it's probably because of just the A1. Attacks one enemy, heals all allies. The value of the heal is proportional to the target's resistance and 5% of their max HP. Has a 35% chance, books up to 50 of applying a buff spread, taking a random buff from each ally and placing it on all allies going forward. And that's including the duration. So if it's on a 15-turn duration, she's going to spread that 15-turn duration, which is crazy. The A2 removes all debuffs from all allies and places a 50% increased attack and increased resistance on all allies for 3 turns. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. And then the A3 revives a single ally with 75% HP, places an unkillable buff on that ally for 2 turns, activates an instant turn. So basically, extra turn right there, effect on the revive ally. And then the passive increases all allies' damage against enemies whose resistance is lower than theirs by 15%. If there are multiple champions on the team with the skill, only one will activate. The skill will not activate on duplicate copies of this champion, because that might just be a little broken. If this particular champion is dead, whenever an enemy is revived, instantly activates Faith Restored, which I believe is the A3. Whenever an enemy skill on random ally, if no allies are dead, instantly activates Symbol of Hope skill instead. If there are multiple champions, only one will activate, and this skill will not activate on duplicate copies of this champion. All right, so let's just take a look at the basic form here. How crazy is she going to be as a support for our accounts if we pull her? Let's start off with Ken first.
Bro, you know me, I love resistance. I've been using resistance since I pulled the touches and pulled touches like 4 years ago, guys. So So I'm not using her anymore, unfortunately. She's outdated. But I don't know. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, she's extremely strong on the second form. But bro, like, people are sleeping on her first form. Like, I checked some showcase video. Everybody's like, switching the form, dealing damage, dealing damage, dealing damage. Dude, she's more than that. Look at her revive ability, A3. That's an insta turn on the revive.
Yep.
Like, the champion you actually revive going to get a turn. How many times you guys witnessed that? You revive somebody and they are getting turn. Enemies are getting turn. Enemies are getting turn. You revive, they kill again. You revive, they kill again. You know. So that's why like champion like Noelle, for example, I've been using her since the fusion last year actually. So at least like if the enemy doesn't under block debuff, when she revive, if you give her some accuracy, she can at least freeze the enemies, at least the DPS champion. So this is how like I'm kind of surviving, you know. This insta turn effect means the champion you revive guys going to get a turn. Like doesn't matter. Like even the champion is like 0 speed, that champion going to get a turn. In my opinion, this is extremely strong, and it's not strong enough. She's gonna do that passively. Like, I mean, whenever enemy revive, she's gonna revive your ally with the insta turn effect. So basically, whenever enemy revives somebody on their team, your champion on your team going to get a turn. So basically, enemy gonna fill your DPS champion whatever turn meter maximum actually. So you are gonna get a turn. That's extremely strong. Like we can talk about like her second form as well.
Yeah.
But obviously you need to build her like high resistance, which is going to make sense for her second form as well. And her base stat is extremely nice, by the way. Like very good base stat as well. So it's not going to be hard to build her. She also have a resistance aura, which is 8 all battle. So like especially on the siege, man. Like if you have a Taras Mariska, this lady, and Aislinn, oh my god, I wish you guys good luck. Like I don't know
Oh
what
my
to do.
god. You know what?
Like
I wasn't
I
even
don't know. Like,
thinking about that. I was just like,
Yeah,
okay,
you
Titus,
just stole
yeah.
my thunder.
Now,
I have
now
Tarishka and Aislinn
Oh.
with this chick.
oh,
Oh my
good luck,
god.
good luck.
she's gonna bring Taras Marichka back into the meta. Watch.
By the way, like you know, like for mythical champion, like we can say them like top tier, right? SSS tier, like nice Star Sage Theodisia. I believe she's one of them.
Okay. Oh, I mean, definitely is a very, very solid champion. How much do you guys want to bet that during like Christmas time she's gonna be one of the 10x champions, especially because they have not done a primal, a 2x primal, a true one in a while. Chat, what do you guys think? Am I right, wrong? Do you guys think she will be? Because we're getting to the point where almost every faction has 2 mythicals, so maybe it's about time they do some boosted chances. Next up, let's go to Zero. You know, Taras Marichka.
Yeah, I mean,
what are we thinking?
Yeah, first of all, so first of all, shout out to her weapon. I don't know if you can showcase that a little bit, but it reminded me of Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Goblins. Now, granted, hers is a double one, and it looks so beautiful when you switch it to the second form. We're not going to do it now, but absolutely love that. And I'm assuming she's going to throw that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But
Ooh, cool.
yeah, be really cool, right? Like Ghosts and Goblins. But yeah, I was like, first of all, insane champion, and Mariska, Taras together, insane. Throwing an Aislinn, even crazier. But don't forget, they just buffed Raglan too, and she does bring that 2-turn revive in there too. That may be way too much support on one team, but you know, anytime you can kind of let Taras kind of do his thing, the better. Especially when she's adding buffs, because don't forget, Taras increases his damage the more buffs that are on him too, right? So like she's just gonna power boost into all of that, right? So I love her so far, and I think she's gonna be super OP. Again, I haven't watched all the testing videos and stuff that have come out on her so far just yet, but just the aesthetics alone just looks awesome. And by the way, Bannerlords just became one of the best factions in the game, probably with this edition.
I think Bannerlords has always been one of the best factions. They've had like some
Well,
of the
it
best
has,
champions
yeah,
out there.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But like, this is just like, hey, we're at 90%, now we're at 100, and then you got other factions that are like 40%. Like this is, of all factions, didn't need this. Like, can we get more than an epic reviver and Shadowkin, please? Things like that, for example. Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking:
So
Androck, Joan, Taurus Marichka, maybe take out Aislinn. You got increased turn meter every time somebody crits. You got increased turn meter with Taras's A1 with Taurus Marichka. You got a badass revive from her. And I mean, it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So, ooh, damn. DK, what are we talking about
What's
here,
up?
man? Are you gonna pull her day one?
I'm gonna. I mean, depending on how things go and how I'm sitting after catching up with my bills, I might throw a couple hundred into it just to try to go for her, just because she does look good. And honestly, at this point in time, I'm able to push a lot of my faction wars, but the one that I'm having trouble with is Banner Lords. So I feel like she'll help me push through easily, just because
Okay.
of her kit alone.
Okay.
Like she has a revive, she's a damage dealer, so like that's something that I also haven't seen as a really hard hitting damage dealer. That's also a nuker, you know?
Okay. Fair. Jay, what do we? I mean, you already gave us a slight idea of what your thoughts are, but yeah, what are we thinking about the base form for her?
Base form, it's alright. The unkillable, especially if you like build her with some protection, might be a little hard to go against, you know?
Okay.
Thank
Jay,
you.
what do you think?
This champion is very unique. She allows so many different things all in her kit. Healing, increased res. She has a res aura. If you bring someone back that died, they're unkillable. So you don't have to worry about them dying unless the opposing enemy can ignore it. So they're gonna probably stay alive enough and slowly get healed up over time. She is insane. Like just the base form, you didn't even need the second. I could just see the base form as a Lego, right? Like I could just see that as a champion alone, and that would have been pretty good, right? But of course, the second form is what makes her insane, more insane. I honestly think this is a champion that not only helps out other supports, but it actually helps out res nukers. So you're not only helping out res nukers, you're also helping out res supports, which she is a res support herself and a nuker. So it's just going to change things up like crazy. Um, yeah, and of course you guys talked about Taras, Mariska, and that just another stack on top of a stack because Mariska can build resist, and Rock brings increased res as well. Plus her 8. I was surprised that player made it a 3-turn cooldown, but it's also 3-turn buff. So you're gonna have infinite res on if you're in the first form forever. Like they're never gonna have it. You have to strip them, and then you have to when they play it again, you have to strip it a second time. Oh, it's gonna be so annoying, man. It's crazy.
Damn.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna chime in. The one thing that really I want to go for, makes me want to go for, is the like kind of like lance, I think is what it's called, that she
Yeah,
carries.
the weapon.
But then what it turns into in the second form is just, I love it.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, I got kind of an interesting take here. I'm not sure if anyone's thought about this or talked about it, but her A1 seems super strong with Titus teams. Being able to randomly spread a buff, like you could easily just spread your shield back once he gets it eaten, and you're good to go. And it's a 50% chance of applying buff spread, taking one random buff from each ally and placing it on all allies. Like, so you have a really good chance of spreading the shield.
And
So
the
you're gonna be
duration
being
as
able
well
to,
too.
yeah. So like that is gonna be insane. And then also pairing it with her passive, like you might have more res, so you're gonna get a damage boost on top of that. Um, yeah, like she seems insane with the Titus teams.
Man, I love her. I need a mythical reviver. I'll take her. I'll take Gallither. I'll take Theodosia. I'll take any of them. But I definitely take. I'm liking this kit, man. Uh, I was gonna mention what Kenpachi said. I love the instant turn on the revive because exactly what he said. So I don't want to reiterate there, but the active effect on the passive gives you a second revive. So you kind of, I mean, it's on a 3-turn cooldown, right? But you're getting 2 people up with that. That's insane. And if no one else is dead, then you get the A2, which is a great ability. So, man, I love her. I love her. Give me, and high resist champs are so strong. Like if you're going in there, especially in arena, like if you think you're going in there and you're going to be able to like lock everybody out, like I built my Crixie is super high resist. Like I'm not like afraid of pretty much anyone locking me out with her. Uh, so I'm always either going to be able to come back and lock you out, or I'm going to be able to come back and reset everybody else. So I don't know, having another champ with super high resist and doing everything else she does, man, she is. I'm liking her. I'm liking her.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was coughing and I needed to clear my throat, so I muted my mic so not everybody would hear me, and then I forgot that it was off. All right. So just based on her main form, right? Just form 1, has she become your most wanted mythical over anybody else? For me, I mean, I love her. I think she's great, but this may be a little bit of a hot take. I still want a Null or a Commodus over her right now. Mostly because of Arena, right? That's like the one thing I'm missing for like live Arena. But I would not be upset if she popped out of one of my shards today. Let's take a look at her second form. I mean, the visuals are just in freaking insane. I can't, like, hands down, probably one of the best looking mythicals, or probably I would dare to say best looking champs in the game on the alternate form, man. Definitely 100%. The art design team has hit it out of the park. But let's take a look at her skill kit for the alternate form. Attacks all enemies. This attack deals single target damage to each individual ally rather than an AoE damage. So it negates, you know, like a Duchess passive, but it still doesn't negate like a ultimate Death Knight. Whenever this champion counterattacks, increases the ignored defense effect of the skill by 5%, stacks up to 25%. And I think this is the first time we've seen it on an A1 that has a passive effect. Deals double damage when counterattacking. Usually counterattacks, we take a 75% or a 25% damage reduction. With this, we actually get it boosted. The A2 attacks all enemies before attacking, steals 25% of each enemy's turn meter. This effect cannot be resisted. The damage inflicted by this skill is increased by 35% against enemies whose resistance is lower than her, so we automatically get that damage boost. Then places a block damage buff on the champion for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And then the A3 attacks one enemy 3 times, will ignore shields, block damage, and unkillable buffs. Only thing I really wish it did is ignore stone skin instead of shields. That's just me. Will also ignore 35% of the target's defense against targets whose resistance is lower than this champion. I think for this one, it would have been cool to see, like, maybe ignores, like, or deals double damage on HP champions, like high HP champions, instead of that. That's just me, because I feel like the ignored defense mechanic is becoming a little bit overkill. But chat, you could let us know. If the target is killed and resistance was lower than this champion, places a block revive on them. If the target isn't killed, grants an extra turn instead. Damn, on a 4-turn.
By the way, I just want to call you out for such an awesome skill, and you want it even awesomer.
I do. No, it's not that I want it more awesomer. I want it more. I want it a little different, right? Because we have so many ignored defense, and we know that after the 4200, defense is got a big diminishing return unless they're a defensive nuker, right? So I would love to see, like, hey, if the champion's HP is double than this one's or higher than this one's, like they do boosted damage onto it. I think that's kind of cool. And then the passive here decreases the damage this champion receives from enemies whose resistance is lower by 15% and places a protective counterattack on her for 1 turn, which plays off on the A1 really well. That said, Chet, is there anything you would want to see on her alternate form changed that would just make her even better? Or is her alternate form just broken already as it is and just leave it alone? You know what? Let me start off with Zero. Zero, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, I'm like curious, like, you know, what do you want to, I think both forms are great. I think, where do you think you can use some of the stuff? I'm curious to hear what the other panel thinks in terms of like combos and stuff, especially double damage when counterattacking, which is really nice. I don't necessarily mind, go back to the A3. I don't necessarily mind the not stone skin piece of it, if you will. Shields, block damage, unkillable. Those are the ones that come in obviously later in the fight. Now we are starting to get more champions with the stone skin, right? The dwarf, and of course now we got Leo in the game, and everybody went with Leo. So I feel you on the stone skin piece there, but you know, she's got to have some sort of weaknesses. So maybe use Leo to try to fight her off, right? But yeah, I don't know. I go back to, I want to pair this up with Taras and Marishka. You know, what other combos can you do with that counterattack thing, or is it even worth it? Maybe not, right? So that's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, you know, maybe if she did, you know, instead of the shields, like targets under stone skin get more damage to them, right? Instead of the shield and the ignore defense, I think like I'd be okay with that. Like increased damage on stone skin instead of the ignore defense.
Yeah, and I will say I love White King Narcisse, and but I don't use him as much anymore, right? But I will say when those big shields go up and he can just blast through those shields, it does make a big difference. So when it pops off, it is nice.
Right. All right, Ken, what do you got to say, man? Form 2, you happy?
Are you kidding to me? Bro, this is broken. Like, I mean, I think they don't care about the balance of the game anymore, which is Tranda and the Titus already show us that. But man, you know, it's not hard to release a champion like that. You know, on the paper, I can also make the champion like A1, attack an enemy, kill everybody, doesn't matter, ignore everything, like ignore everything in the game. So there we go. Like if you get a turn, they are dead. You don't even need to use your skill. They are dead. Like boom, easy to design, right? I feel like they don't care about that much, bro. Like she's extremely strong. Like by the way, A2 skill can show the A2 real quickly.
Yep.
Like still the Terminator, this cannot resist that effect by the way. Then the place of block damage buff 2 turn. This skill is 3 turn cooldown. So it's like kind of like nice. I mean, it's not like protected like a nice. So this little bit weakness. And passively, she's going to get counterattack. So maybe you're like, oh man, so what? Like, she's going to get counterattack. Bro, her A1 skill attack an enemy. And she's hitting hard. And she's dealing double damage if she counterattack. And she's going to counterattack.
So, I will say the only
and she's going to be able high resistance. Or we are going to control her. Yeah.
The only time that this won't steal any is if the target's under stone skin. Because you can't manipulate the turn meter. So if they're under stone skin, we're okay. But yeah, this is definitely a crazy one. I really can't wait. I really can't wait.
And from what I see on the test server, she's sitting like a truck, guys. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit hard to build her, like resist. You know, like probably most of you guys doesn't have crit gear with the resistance on it. maybe except the J and me, of course. But yeah, time to save this kind of pieces, guys.
Yeah. And the thing is it's going to be crazy because resistance, we usually build, you know, 700, 800, 900. So I'm curious to see how much we can get like the highest resistance champion now. Because it's going to be kind of crazy and insane to think about the numbers that we can get to, because not a lot of people will hold on to really a lot of resistance based gear. Although we might be getting a new damage set that, you know, boosts our resistance. So imagine lethal with resistance as the you know, kind of bonus there.
That would be bad. She's the only champion.
She's the only champion now. You
Yeah.
don't know what's
So if they
gonna
add
happen.
more, then they can do it.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think they're going to. I definitely think they're going to add more. I will say that much.
Wait, is that leak?
I don't leak anything. That's why I watch you. I watch you for the leaks.
Oh,
So I'll be watching in tomorrow morning to find out what leaks are going on. Let's go to DK. DK, what are we thinking about the second form, bro? Like, what you know, is she definitely your most wanted?
I want to say she's my most wanted. Like you said, I am slacking on bombing champs, so I would rather take Commodus over her, especially because I do have a 6-star soul chilling for him. But she is definitely going to be on like the top 3 at least for me, just because 1, she'll help me with my faction wars hard. 2, she has a great kit in both her first and second form. Do I think her second form is a little bit broken? Kind of, especially because she places that her own counterattack on herself, you know?
Okay. Jay, what about you?
The first form, when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a really good mythical." I was like, "There's no way they can make the second form." I thought it was gonna be like HP or defense, right? And I was like, "Wait, it's still scaling off attack and res," and I'm like, "Huh?" You know, like when we think of older champions like Leorius or Jorgid or even Sigfried, right? We think of these other strong attack champions. What do? You lock them out, right? And they're like screwed, and they don't build res. But now you have a nuker, you have to like, wait, I have 600-700 accuracy on my Fabian or Armons. I can't use these champions. They're not good against this. Unless you have to start bringing increased accuracy to live arena, right? And if you don't have Arbeus or like a strong Lady Kimmy, like 6-star Bless, like, are you really gonna bring that? And what if she goes first and goes and puts the increased res and turn meter boosts? Now you're at a disadvantage. Now you're not gonna land nothing. I've had people try to sheep my or lock my my Leo out, and I've been sheep like 5 times and it never goes through. Now, of course, mythicals can ignore your res. Sometimes I get bombed by Comidas, sometimes I don't. So it just depends on if they hit, if they go through the res. But this is just nasty. Like when I think of this champion, I think like, what in the hell? Like this is nuts because she beats like so many things in her kit. The A2 gives block damage. Okay, so now she's like Sigfried that doesn't have to that steals turn meter, does tons of damage, has a protected counterattack. What is she? She's nice all over again, but this time she has res. At least nice, you can sheep him and hope you don't hope that the wand doesn't reflect it back. Now you try to sheep this, you're like, oh, well, I just wasted my turn. Oh, and if I attack her, I'm gonna get hit back. It's just crazy, man. This champion is bananas. Like 10 out of 10? No, 11 out of 10. I'm scared to actually fight a champion like this. I'm actually just probably gonna skip the match and go to the next person.
Okay, that's an interesting question right there. If she was, on the opposing team, would you guys just automatically skip her and just take the loss and say, "I'm done, chat"? Like, would you just say bye, see ya, not even worth it? I'm curious to see what chat has to say. Let's go to PJ, a second form, man. What's going on?
It's nice. This is what a mythical should be looking like. You should like getting her. You'll be really excited. She's ignoring a lot of the really annoying buffs in arena right now. Block damage, unkillable are really prevalent right now. So ignoring that is huge. Getting extra turn, block revive is also really nice, depending on like the situation. Yeah, like everyone else said, she's kind of like a nice with the block damage. You're just not protected, but you're gonna build her with high res, so it's gonna be hard to remove it. The A1 with the passive is really nice. I will say one tricky side, I want to say downside, but tricky side is she's gonna be tough to build. I think someone else already mentioned this, especially if you're a new player, she's gonna be tough to build because you need res, crit damage, maybe some attack, some speed. So it won't be the easiest, but especially for late game, end game players, she's gonna be pretty nasty, I think. Yeah, it just I love how like in the beginning when they first did mythicals, they didn't really get the synergy that well between the first form and the second form. They kind of like the first one would be attack, the second form would be like HP, but there was no way of like them really like working well together. But recently they've been doing really good job of getting the first form and second form to like synergize well, and this is another great example. Yeah, she looks like a beast. Gonna be very tough with a high res to do anything to her, because you can't really control her unless you just get lucky, especially with gemstones. There's a lot of gemstones out there that pair really well with her. There's a counter attack gemstone, so the counter attack with the A1, like, oh my god, that's gonna be disgusting. So yeah, she's looking like amazing.
Awesome. Gessel, what do you think, man? Is she going to be your worst nightmare in live arena?
Yeah. I mean, everyone is, every mythical I feel like is the worst nightmare, or not everyone, but a lot of them. Yeah, she reminds me a lot of Nice. You're gonna have to have a way to hit through block damage to kill her. For me, I'm thinking like Gizzy and Carnage, just to try to manage the active and passives on her.
Don't
I
forget
don't really know what else.
Nias ignores block damage.
Yeah, bro, I don't have that dude. If I had that dude, I'd be using her. I'd be using him all day, and I'd be winning 90% of my fights. The guy's insane. I have to face him every freaking fight. He's insane. Yeah,
I will
and she's
say,
the same thing.
I just faced what was it, a couple of days ago, like on Friday, I just faced Cruisin, and he let my Nias go, and literally that's the only reason I won that match.
I know, bro, because he's broken. He's the most broken champ of the game, man.
No,
Most broken champ of the game.
Yeah,
That
I think
protected
Nias-
block damage. No reason that dude needs protected block damage. No reason. It's insane. He's so tanky in that second form, especially if everyone else is dead, and he's got block damage. What in the world? It's so dumb.
To be fair, Gizmac can counter him, and you do have a Gizzy.
Well, that's
so.
because I run Gizzy all day, bro. I run Gizzy. That's the only way I can win is running Gizzy all day. Only way.
I mean, I do think that Nias needs a buff, and I've said it. He needs just something a little bit more to make him even more special.
He does.
Oh my god, that just got a nice.
Listen, you know the goldfish?
Yeah.
You know the goldfish?
Yeah. Like the crackers?
So yeah, like cute goldfish. Like someone, like, actually I see it on the news like a couple of years ago. Someone with the wave goldfish creating is created device. So he was playing like game, you know. So imagine goldfish has a raid account, guys, and he playing raid, and he have a nice. He can win against you, goldfish. Just give him nice. That's it.
Okay. Fair. Sorry, Gessel, go ahead. What are we talking about her form 2 here? Like, is she gonna?
Yeah,
be...
no, I mean, I guess the thing to like with her, both forms are so freaking good. It's almost like where do you go with her? Like, do you want to stay in that first form? Do you want to go in that second form? But like PJ just said, and that's what's so nice about her. Like, you can, her forms synergize so well. You could, like, you're gonna have one build that's gonna meet both needs. And if you want to you can bring her in as that reviver, that support champ, or you don't have it. Like you say, you only pick Marius and you pick like 3 other support-esque champs. You could pick her as the 5th pick, and they ban that Marius, or they have to ban her. Like, or like if you're lucky to have a Nice, like if you're trying to ban between her and Nice, like, oh, good gracious. I don't know. She really, like, it just is very dynamic. She brings a lot of. She's great, man. She's great, and of course they put her in Banner Lords because they love souping up Banner Lords. So if you got Aislinn and Tarichka, I don't have Aislinn, but if you got Aislinn, Tarichka, even just her and Tarichka, like it, great combinations. So
Agreed.
really
Agreed.
great champ. I would love to get her.
Okay. Actually, so NSD Undead made a great comment here. Nias needs to be immune to HP burn. I 100% agree. Plarium, if you're watching, do that.
Then
HP
zero
burn and poisons.
counters.
HP burn.
He can no longer be countered. Nice just wins.
HP burn and poisons right there. That's what he needs. He needs to be immune to those. But no, back to Joan, man. I think she's a phenomenal champion. It's odd because I did a poll both on YouTube and Twitch says 80% of the viewers she has become their most wanted. 20% say no. And on YouTube, it's about a 50-50. 53% say yes, she's still she'll be my most wanted. 47% say no, I still would want some other champion. For you guys on the panel and chat, who will surpass her as your most wanted? Like I said, I still want Nell and Commodus, but Ken, is anybody else more than her that you want on your account?
Okay, so my account is the weird place because like mythical are the most OP champion, and thankfully the game actually give us like very solid mythical DPS champion like Carnage, Embers, Marus even. Like Marus is mythical level, definitely. But all of these champion are DPS. Yeah, all of these champion are DPS. So I need a sport dude, and I need a mythical sport because the current sport champion are weak against the mythical champion. So that's why like my most wanted champion mythical list is support. Yes, I still want Nice a lot, of course, but he's not on my first list. I don't have a Nice guys, I don't have a Commodus, I don't have a TUDC, I don't have a Galateer, and I don't have her obviously. Between them, maybe call me crazy, but she's actually become my most wanted one. It was Star Sage or the TUDC, I was going between them. Now Joanne, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm simping a little bit, because she's beautiful. I don't know.
I think Nias is actually a very solid support in his alternate form.
I mean, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Don't push me about Nice, man. I swear to God, don't push me about Nice.
Hey, I was regretting because I switched the relics on it, so I put him with the revive relic back on, the rebirth one, instead of the wand, and it sometimes I'm like, shit, I get polymorphed and I can't send it back. But when I'm going back to back, just reviving people with the A1 over and over again and wins me the match, definitely worth it. So Zero, what about you, man? Is she becoming your most wanted, or is there somebody else that surpasses her?
I mean, she's stupid silly, right? And I do have Marisha Taras and Aislinn. So I think getting her would just give me like this OP super combo, especially like in Siege, man. Put that in defense and Siege, and that's, put all your best gear on those champions, and you're looking at one of the toughest things to get through, right? So yeah, I would say probably so just for that. Like, sadly, I'm kind of mythical light in terms of like pulling. I've never actually purchased primal shards, believe it or not.
Really?
And
Man.
yeah, never. So and sadly, I've got Sigfriend, right? So he was my first one. I had to go all the way to Mercy to get him, and I pulled a couple Gizzies. And then I've also got what's her face, Garal. You'll say it was the worst one. But believe it or not, her with Argaz and Khan is kind of nasty. I could beat the Boston Faction Wars with that kind of little combo. But yeah, I would say for her, yeah, I would love to get my hands on her. That'd be awesome. Of course, I'd take I'd take a Grape Kill, as Gesto calls her, a Gaius. Two. Yeah. I could certainly use help in that because my Bannerlords are so OP currently that I don't need help in that area. So there are probably other champions I probably would say I would want more. But I mean, it's hard to say no to this epic combo. And again, just going back to Siege, like you put that in the back of the line on the Siege Tower, and you might be like the anchor for the whole clan, right? So
Okay.
yeah, I'm down with that.
I want to hear from chat real quick. If they decided that she was going to be the fusion for Christmas, how many resources would you be willing
Everything.
to give to get her as a fusion? Not saying that they're going to, but I'm saying if they did, and would you be as willing to go further than they did for the TMNT event to get her?
My answer to that would be all 4 turtles combined. Like,
Okay.
she's that good. Yeah.
People are like, I'll deplete my whole account. Jay, has she become your most wanted, or do you still have somebody else ahead of her?
Yeah, she was my most wanted with just the first form. With the second form, man, it is just crazy because it is everything that I've wanted, right? Like from a champion. Like she has Terminator boost. She has the ability to cleanse. She has the ability to put increased res on a long time cooldown. I wanted it to be actually a passive, but I think that's kind of broken. Maybe it should be better. You know, it was a little too crazy with that because that would just happen at the start of the round. It's like, that's unfair, right? Someone should be able to go first and stop you from doing that. So, but everything else, like, I just couldn't believe. I just kept reading and I was like, huh? Like mouth agape the whole time. Like, what am I reading here? This is insane. Yeah, she is my most wanted. I will do anything to get this champion. And if I do get the champion, I am definitely going to break the bank to get a 6-star soul.
There you have it, Plarium. He is willing to do anything to get her. So Jay has set the standard, or set the bar.
Yeah, I would sack 100 legendaries for this one champion.
I was thinking they were gonna have you do something worse, but okay. DK, what about you, man?
Yeah.
Does she become your most wanted, or is there somebody else ahead of her?
I mean, for PvP wise, no, but for overall PvE, yeah.
Okay.
In my opinion, the only reason why I'd really want her in my collection right now is for strictly PvE purposes. But other than that, my 2 top tier ones are going to be Commodus and Nice. Period.
Okay. Gessel, has she become your most wanted, or do you still have somebody else ahead of her?
Man, like she's shiny and new, and like I would be absolutely elated if I got her. I feel like I'd be obviously put you ahead of the game, probably in front of a bunch of even like some of the whales and krakens. So I'd be over the moon to get her. Probably the better champ for me right now is Gallagher, because
Okay.
I see him every fight. Gallagher are nice, really, because they're grape kale. Shout out Rip Red. The he would help me everywhere. He would give me a stronger Chimera team. He'd give me stronger siege team. He'd give me. I wouldn't have to face him every single time in live arena. I wouldn't have to face Gallagher every single fight. So I feel like he's probably should be my most wanted. But man, she's just so good. I would love to get her. I would absolutely love to get her.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
I don't think she's my most wanted. I definitely wouldn't be upset pulling her, but yeah, I think I don't have a Nice. I think he would be a little bit better for me. I think the issue is gonna be building her. I think even for late game and game accounts, we kind of talked about this earlier. Not many people have good res crit damage gear, so even if you get her, it's like how good of a build you're gonna actually be able to get on her. So I think that's gonna be a big factor. So yeah, I don't think she's my most wanted. I also have some 6-star blessings for like a Sigfried. I think he would be amazing for my account just because of the blessing, and he's amazing. So yeah, I don't think she's my most wanted, but again, I mean, if I pulled her, I would be very, very happy.
Okay. That said, I don't know if this is going to be a double-edged sword here, but I do wish that Plarium does a 10x on her. I think it is about time that we do get some 10x's on a lot of these champions. Almost every single faction has 2 mythicals. Granted, some of them are locked behind like faction wars and stuff like that. Curse City. So I think that
Laser.
said, what?
No, sir. Because 10x means everybody can get her. I know you want her, but you don't want everybody else to have her. That means
I'm
you got to
just
face her all the
saying.
time.
I'm just saying, you know, I'd rather face her and know what I'm facing, because that way, look, if somebody picks her, that's another pick that I can get on either my Empress or another champion like my Nias, so people stop picking my Nias or my Empress or even my Marichka, right? So I'm just saying, just saying. But I do
You're
feel
gonna
like
put
we are.
outside of tweaks, just tweaks.
You know, it's as King Coco says, that's a cracking problem. So you know, um,
Sorry.
so that said, yeah, I hope that we start getting some of those in because you know the pool is not diluted yet. So I feel like we definitely have that, or should have that coming.
Oof.
And I'm going to transition from that because I feel like that should be one of the things that they start focusing on in 2026 to some of the other features that they have told us we're going to be getting this year. So the first thing that we're supposed to be getting in early of 2026 is background multi-battles, and then we're going to be able to do arena. So they didn't say that we're going to be able to do Chimera or Hydra yet, but I will say that is in the plan. But we're going to be able to do arena while we're doing multi-battles. How big of a thing is this for you? Does it really matter? Let's start off with Ken first.
Bro, like we talked about that before, like most of the people on the play rate obviously not aware of that, but this is how the background motor battle should be, and most of the mobile game have that feature already. You are going background motor battle, and after that you can do whatever you want. You know, like let's say I'm doing background multi battle. Let's say I'm in the early game, okay? I'm doing background multi battle Clambos. I'm not sure background multi battle available on the Clambos. Let's say it's available, okay, guys? At the same time, I can do manual Chimera. You know, like on the other games, like for example, like let's say I'm doing like background fight in the Sun Devil, okay? At the same time, but this one obviously cannot be background. I can manual. I mean, manual mean like auto still, but it's gonna be work on the foreground. You know, I can do like Phantom Shogun. You know, like, but they mentioned like you said. Let's say we are doing background multi battle on the Sun Devil. Looks like from what I understand from them, we can do arena fight. Not perfect, but you know what? Compared to the current one, it's still way better. Let me ask you guys a question. Any one of you using the background multi battle currently?
I do use them during CVC.
What else you doing on this season?
Well,
Huh.
so for the first 30 minutes,
upgrading
I blow all my resources that I need to blow, but to get the head start, I do use it. And then what I also do is while I'm trying to level up whichever gear, because usually I do doing a PR CVC is when I level everything up to 16. I do use it at that point in time as well too. So it helps out a little bit, but not tremendously right now. But yes, being able to do with live arena would be a massive thing. So, Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. Being able to do it, I think would be nice, but here's the deal. And it really hit me during CVC, right? Like I just don't have as much time as I previously had with commuting to work and all that stuff, and then life problems. That's a me thing. But that being said, like when I go in to do live arena, and right now I'm actually doing them, right? So I've run 6 and I've been at it for 30 minutes. I've run 6 fights and I've had some pretty long, crazy fights. But like even when I was doing CVC, it's like, oh, I can get points for running live arena. We got the new season going. Might as well get some free rewards while I'm doing it, right? And you know, I looked up and I ran like, I don't know, six fights, and it takes, 30 or 40 minutes to do that. And I'm like, I could have done so many other things in the game. Like I could have knocked out all my 3v3, all my Iron Twins, all my this, all my that, and been done in that same amount of time it takes me to do live arena. And I do like live arena. However, it's just not worth the time for me. So if they can make, like, this isn't going to do anything for me, right? Because I don't have 30 minutes so I can just focus on live arena at any given time typically. So now being able to run some of the other stuff, that might be cool, right? Maybe I can, put my thing on auto run while I go to the bathroom and, crack off a couple 3v3s or regular arena fights just to take down the tokens. But I don't know. it's just not there. And I know it's there in other games, but I don't play those other games. So
Okay.
that's all I got to say about that. I'm
All
just
right.
shut up now.
Big shout out to Mr. King Coco here for the raid. Thank you
Coco.
very much, brother. Yes, that's what I've told you guys. That's what my daughter named him, so that's what I'm staying with. DK, what about you, man? What are you thinking about the background multi battles you'll be able to do live arena now?
Well, honestly, I was hoping that was the thing when I first started playing Raid, just because I've always learned and I've picked up games from PvP aspects more than PvE aspects. Don't know why that is, just how I am. So the fact that now, even though I'm a little bit more seasoned, now that I'm gonna actually be able to like run like Sand Devil or whatever in the background and still do live arena and push those two things at the same time is gonna be amazing in my opinion.
Okay. I wanna give a quick shout out here to our boy Priest Guardian for the 2 super chats. The first one, Raid. This is why Raid is so deep strategy gotcha game. It's always going to mix up the meta. And this was back, I missed this one earlier, back when we were talking about Joan. 100% they keep the meta moving and going. Sometimes it stays a little stale, but they've been way better at it. And then second super chat right here. Thank you very much. WoW is the king of RPGs, MMOs, and Raid is the king of gacha MMOs. No other game will ever take as many tried to conquer as many tried to conquer WoW. Raid will remain supreme, and it is done time and time again. I 100% agree. I think that Raid is going to be at the top for a very long time. And I think it will be the next World of Warcraft, or at least I hope that it is, because I enjoyed World of Warcraft and I enjoy Raid, and a lot of us have invested a lot in our accounts. Let's go to Jay next. Jay, background multi-battles, what are we thinking?
Something that we needed a long time ago. Just like Kapaji said, there's tons of games that have it. It's so, I'm so used to it that when I come to Raid and play, and I'm like helping someone's account, I'm like, or doing my own thing, I'm like, oh, well, I can't do arena and I can't farm dragon at the same time. Why not? I mean, bro, you have $1 billion. Why isn't it in the game? Okay, maybe because of the old, system of Unity or something. Okay, but you got other companies that have only 100 million and they already have it in their game day one on launch. So it's just like no excuse. It needs to be in the game, and it makes the game better. Like you can do more. You can do. I don't want to read the lore. That's one of the things they told me to do, right? Read the lore if you have. Like what? Like how is that an option? My player was like, yeah, you can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want to appreciate the lore and Raid. It took a long time for them to actually start caring about these fictional pixels, right? We went almost 2 years, 3 years without even having any information of any champion. You had to go to like a forum or some other place to even find out anything about any champion. So I am happy that it's in the game, but it's not something I want to do every day when I log in. Is go read another lore about someone else. But yes, it's such a you wouldn't understand I hope they do it right, because in other games it is beautiful. You could run like a dragon and an ice golem, or you could do minotaur and dragon. Like other games have that, or you could do dragon and a live arena, and it's flawless. It works, and it's just you just press a button, you can continue if you have energy. Like it's so good. Like I said, hopefully they do it right. And you said in the beginning that they're only gonna do it with certain areas. Like maybe you won't be able to do like clan boss or stuff like that, but I mean, ER's doing it, so I don't see the difference. Maybe because they're loading systems in the background, but it shouldn't be that too crazy to put it in. But I wonder how long it's going to take, because regular like background battles are kind of slower than regular, when you're running your runs. So hopefully it won't like slow down the game too much. Hopefully, just like I said, their implementation of things sometimes rocky. So hopefully it's just plug and play, just goes in, doesn't crash people, doesn't cause server issues, right? So hopefully it just turns out to be good. But I'll be very excited if it does come to the game, because I've been waiting for like 7 years, man, legit.
Okay. Yeah. I remember when they talked about, oh, you could read the Raid lore. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I like lore. I do, but I don't want to sit here and read and like what's going on in the game. No, I'm good. I'm playing a game. I want to play the game, not read the lore. But that said, chat, would you guys want to see them implement where you can run multiple dungeons at the same time in the background? So to Jay's point, run Minnow and Dragon or Minnow and Sand Devils or something like that. Is that going to be too much for your energy consumption? Because I feel like that might be the only bad part about that, right? That would be more of a Kraken feature than anything else, quite honestly. Let's go to PJ next. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I think they said also if you didn't want to read the lore, you could pull your shards as well. So you
That's
got
true.
that going.
That's true.
But yeah, as far as this feature, it's great. It's something that they should have added in the beginning. Like Ken said, like Jay said, a lot of other games have it. People that like doing arena, this is gonna work well. If you guys don't like doing arena, then hopefully you can do, like you guys said, maybe 2 other dungeons, but then your energy is gonna go really fast. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It might be, like you said, a Kraken thing or like a CVC thing, like special times. But it still wouldn't be bad having the game give you the option to do. I think games should give you options. Like let the players decide what they want to do with the resources they have. So yeah, I think this is good. Something that was needed and is a good feature.
All right. Yeah, like I do think that running too many things in the background we might be complaining at that point that we need more energy. And I'm not too sure, but I would say I'm happy with being able to run like my Chimera, my Hydra, my Doom Tower. Let me do Doom Tower in the background as well too. Especially if I've already cleared it, like Siege, and whatnot, along with Curse City. So I think that those are things that we should be able to do while we're running the background battles. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, I think implementation will be key here. If it's just as limited as it is now, but they open up a little bit more, it'd be nice. Like, frankly, my longest run team right now is Fire Knight, and that's like maybe a minute. Fire Knight Hard 10, and a lot of times like 40 seconds. All the other ones, like my spider is like 10 seconds. Like I can finish spider stuff and like I'm out of energy before I know what I'm doing, like
Right.
it's so I don't feel like that is necessarily a huge problem. I guess it's nice. The way I use it now, frankly, if I'm on my cell phone, I'll run it there just to kind of save my cell phone battery, so it's not running all the animations.
Right.
Like I kind of feel like that's how I'm still gonna use it. So maybe if there's some big event or something or a CVC, maybe I need to run it while I'm doing some live arena. I don't know. I just don't really see where I'm going to be using it that much, I guess, because because the dungeons run so fast. I feel like Doom Tower would be nice to be able to run in the background. That would, I don't need to sit there and watch it. They should probably just let me autocomplete that. Like, come on, how many times have I cleared this? And I'm just everybody else, like, not just me, obviously, but it's so some of that stuff, I guess, I don't know. It's good. It's obviously good. I'm just saying.
I agree. I feel, well, it's not it's not at its perfect vision. It's a step in the right direction, and I think they're giving us what we're asking for. And as Ken says, it might be a server issue. Their servers may not be able to handle it, right?
But here's I had to cut in on that because Gessel said the perfect thing. Like, we have 8 keys if you're running in on Super Raids for whatever your silver keys for the day. Why don't they just wrap that up in one? Why do they have to burn their servers down to the ground to run 8 times that? I mean, you could just do it once a day and just say, okay, run all 16 keys in one fight. You know what I mean? If you can beat it, you beat it. You get your 16 keys worth of stuff, right? So why implement this and burn down the servers when I don't know that? I wish it would do something like that.
It's just such old content too. Why do we even have to watch it? It's just ridiculous.
Right. Or, Doom Tower 2, run all 6 keys in one. Boom, done.
Yeah.
So I think what I would love to see more though on this is let me play or let me set those battles up while my phone's not on, right? Because let's face it, this is more for players that are not that are mobile, right? So if you're mostly on mobile, these are the players that are going to use it more than us, because we do use RSL helper, we do use clickers, right? Like BlueStacks, I use that quite a bit. So what I would really again love to see is more like, just let me put it on while I'm at work. Let me load up 1,500 battles, spider, and then go at it, right? Maybe that's something they could look into for 2026. Let's move on to the next one, which will have, I feel, the biggest impact of 2024, which is Live Arena. Several Live Arena requests have been ongoing directly from you guys, and we've heard them. Finally, Live Arena friendly battles are officially on the roadmap. They don't say when, they say on the roadmap. That said, I'm hopeful that it's going to come out in 2026. Hopefully before the end of the year, right? We all know that roadmaps are definitely a little challenging for Plarium. But that said, on a scale from 1 to 5, what are we thinking? Yay, nay, are we happy? Because I'm envisioning a lot of big things that we could do going forward. You know, EA Game Sports, that's going to be a big thing for us. Ken, what are we thinking?
This is huge, man. This is one of my most wanted future, to be honest. And I've been saying that like probably past 3, maybe 4 years now. I'm really bad on the counting, so. And it's a crazy. This game doesn't even have a friend system, dude. Like, can you imagine that? Like, can you believe that? Like, how is that possible? Like, I just don't know. Like, I mean, they actually said like we can do. I mean, we can play like friend the battle, but the game doesn't have a friend system. I assuming they are going to release like friend system as well. Is that what does that mean? So, which is good. This is huge. Why? There is a couple of reasons it's a huge. First of all, fun. I mean, hey bro, like I build a champion. Can you test it? Hey brother, of course you are my friend, man. Let's take a look. Oh, very good build or the very bad build. You know, you can get some feedback about your champion. Because the currently game has a battle log is totally useless. It's saying you win or to lose. It does like we cannot watch that. I also like quite upset they didn't mention about like better replay, you know, replay option, so we can watch the fight and we can see like how we lose it or how we win the fight, so we can get some feedback there. What happened? 3% weak attack, like civic periproc, like what happened, you know? And but at least this is we can get some idea with the friends, bro. Like, you know what I've been doing when they release like Doom Tower rotation 3? If I wanna check my champion, I was going to Dark Fair. You know, she's still in my champion.
Yeah.
So I was testing them like if my DP is attacking hard, you know, stuff like that. Like crazy, man. Guys, back in the day, game was hard chat. Anyway, that's a W. That's a massive W.
Okay. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's been kind of missing from this game is like the lack of the friend collab, all that stuff, right? Like I know you mentioned WoW and being that thing, but like getting on and playing with your friends and stuff. And yeah, we have the clans and stuff, but it's so, you know, when you're leaving the game to contact each other and stuff, and it's just weird and different time zones, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, the more of this, the better, especially practicing on different things. And there's so much stuff in the game, especially with the relics and stuff, that you know it's just tough to understand what the heck is even going on half the time. So yeah, I like the idea of replays and stuff, Ken. That's cool.
Okay. I will say that they're also going to be adding Live Arena 24/7, which makes it even much more of a massive game changer for Raid. DK, what are we thinking, bro?
Definitely something I've been looking forward to, because what I used to do on, especially with like not sure if a lot of people heard of this, but probably have. What I used to do on Destiny 2 is I would host like one-on-ones or whatever, or team battles, and do like a ranking system like that within my clan that I was running on Destiny 2. And at the end of the week, whoever was the highest clan got, you know, I think it's called like silver on there, silver pack that they wanted, and it would come out of my pocket, you know.
Okay.
But I was kind of thinking about doing something that for the community here within like the clan, and then like have a set like month or whatever where I do it for the entire like raid community, you know, and just
Yeah.
host like a little tournament, you know.
Okay, I could see that. I could be like, listen, I think we could do like a creator challenge. You know, each one of the guys does a couple of fights against the viewers, and then the viewer, if the viewer wins, we can give them like a gem pack or something, like
No,
the rewards that we
they
get.
should give us jumping.
They should give you a gem pack, he says. You know, it's funny. I'm looking at chat here. Being Yusuf says they're gonna milk the hell out of crypto when they go for Live Arena 24/7. I think I do see, and actually I'm reading from None Such Being as well too. When Live Arena goes 24/7, it could be a little bit of an issue if you know, not enough people are playing, and we have you know, a bot that we need to kind of matchmake us, right? The matchmaking might be a little more difficult for us. I do anticipate that we may see a few more bots, especially in seasons. So seasons may actually get a little bit easier, to be honest. Jay, what
I
about you?
would rather it be easier. Please.
Well, I mean, they are giving better rewards for the top 500 now, or somewhat better rewards, but yes. Jay, what about you? Well, aren't they getting, you know,
They're giving
like,
rewards.
Under
yeah, they're
prayer.
giving rewards. Jay, what about you?
I mean, I'm stoked. I think it should have been in there a long time ago. There's not really a lot of sociability other than talking to your own clan. It's something I missed, right? We always have to go to other sources like Discord or some other place to talk to people. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's like you're in a distant land dealing with champions, and then you go battle people that you don't even know, and then you get to know them right from other clans because your clan's opposing or stuff like that. I just don't know why it was never in the game. Like, I understand that raid is all in one like server, one gigantic one, and they mesh us all together. Which just like then shouldn't I just be able to go to a certain channel and just talk to people there, and not like in a live channel, but like privately as well. Like, I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of sad. Like, it took this long to get in-game chat. It's not rocket science, right? Like, it's like, bro, what? That's why when I started playing other games, and I was like, wait a minute, these games launch with everything. Literally everything that they said they're going to release it already is in other places. And when I played those and I experienced them on a daily basis, I'm like, wow, I felt spoiled. So when I come back here, it's like I'm going to work, like legit, because I'm like, I know work's not going to be supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be work. But when I play other games, I feel like it's fun. I'm like, damn. So I want Raid to be fun. And hopefully they do these implementations right. Things that we wanted a long time ago, bro. I would have paid for a friends list. Like, tell me, like, it costs like $10. I would have done it. Like, it would have been subscribed. I would have done it. Like, I wouldn't care. But like now, it's like dang. Like, hopefully, like I said, hopefully they do it right. I don't want it to be like, oh, you can only have like a certain amount of friends, just like you can only have a certain amount of player accounts onto your player. Like, can I get more? Can I get 20? Like, as someone who helps people, you know how hard it is to knowing to remove accounts, re-go on people. Like, bruh. But yeah, I think it's going to be good in general, especially for the newer generation. I don't know if you guys have noticed, a lot of younger audiences are slowly getting into Raid. Before, Raid has usually been in the demographic of 25 to around 50, maybe 45 actually, in general. So it's nice to see younger people coming into Raid. Most people, they see Raid, they go, oh man, this is just a big scam. This is a big whale thing. I can't deal with this. I got to deal with school and everything else. And that's what makes them leave. You want something to have this community within, you know, and not just something like outside where you have to go to player and forum or go to Discord. Like, you want something in game. People have in-game chats all the time. They can send like emotes or little pictures or gifs. People love that. They like to make memes and stuff. That's one thing that player needs to look into. You can actually hold a whole like group of players, like millions of people will just do that. I know my girlfriend loves to play games, sometimes not even for the game, just because of the aesthetic of the game or the community in terms of what they can talk, and she'll just spend their hours just communicating with people and chatting and stuff. That itself is its own little game within a game, right? Like, how many times in WoW have you sat there and like DM'd people or talked to people, right? Like, and not just like in Ventrilo or TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever you were using back then, but you could talk in game. You can't even do that, right, bro? Like, come on. But like, yeah, I'm excited for it actually. So hopefully they do it right.
Okay. The only defense that I will give here for Plarium is with these new games coming out, they are starting from scratch. They're starting from a 0 player base, so they're able to put in a lot of these. That doesn't give them an excuse in saying, hey, take your time but we do know that implementing on a well-established game like World of Warcraft, things are very challenging to put in when you have a massive player base, right? So I appreciate the fact that they are working towards it to get some of these things that we want in game. We do want them faster. Hopefully they, start implementing a lot more of it, because they have been. I will say that much. Let's go to PJ next. 24 live arena and friendly battles, bro. What do you think?
This is great. They mentioned this almost like a year ago, I feel like, and then they kind of teased us, said, well, we'll see if you guys like it, then maybe we'll keep it. Or they said something about that where they were going to test some stuff, and there's like, why test it? This is what we want. So they said it's on the roadmap. That's amazing. I know a bunch of CCs already said that they're going to do like tournaments and host community like battles. I know Drock, Scratch mentioned that they're going to do stuff like that. I'm sure tons of CCs are going to do that. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like you guys said, it's about time that they got into the game. It's these other games, like you guys said, are made with this stuff built into the game, where Ray kind of has to catch up and figure out how to implement it into the game that's already made, and they don't want to break it because of one little thing, everything goes all haywire, and then they're fixing things that they didn't even mean to break. So it's complicated, I'm sure, on their end as well. But yeah, I think this is great for the community, for CCs, for everyone. Friendly battles, amazing. 24 live arena is good. It could be a little bit sketchy for the Krakens and the Whales that might be pushing a lot with the drivers, but I'm sure there's going to be a balance of like where they figure it out, like an average
Balance?
or like I guess a balance, but they'll like an agreement, I guess, like a gentleman's agreement, like, okay, we're gonna push this much, or like stuff like that. But overall, I think it's gonna be great. Maybe they need to add more bots, make the bots easier. I've heard people come with like go against crazy bots, like full mythical team bots. Like if you face a bot, it should be a free win. You shouldn't be facing full mythical teams if you're facing a bot. So maybe they need to make those a little bit easier. And yeah, I think it's great for the game.
Okay. Gessel, what about you? Friendly live arena battles. You're gonna spend a lot more time on live arena during stream?
Well, I think I spent a lot of time there already. But I do think the 24-hour, they got to have numbers to say that it's something they can open up, where I think they'll be able to fill it up. They obviously opened it up in each hour recently. I don't feel like there's been really any, I don't know, diminished talent, I guess, there. So there's got to be pretty good numbers for them to feel confident to open up for 24 hours. My speculation, I don't know. I don't think they want it to feel like a ghost town, and that's kind of why they open it up in these stages. I could be wrong. It's just nice that you're like, so you got to do your one fight and you have 10 minutes, and you'll be able to get a fight in, right? Instead of like, oh, it's closed, now I'm going to miss out on that advanced quest. So I just think that generally is going to be overall positive. In terms of the other 24 or the friendly match, obviously this was number one. Like I was annoyed it didn't come out when they released Live Arena. Like I was not even annoyed, like shocked. Like I feel like that it should have just came with it. I don't know, but I guess the key is there is no friend system. So that's probably why it's roadmapped, because they have to get that done in order to be able to implement this. So
Right.
they obviously already have the functionality of the live arena. They have to have the other functionalities. So my guess is that's the delay in the roadmap and the uncertainty there. The other side of that is I don't think they would bring it up if it wasn't probably at least in the first quarter. I can't imagine it would take them all year to do that. But maybe that's just me being optimistic. But forget Scratch, forget all those other big streamers. I'm the live arena guy. I'm setting up tournaments. Come over to Guest Still. We'll be doing tournaments weekly. I promise. I said that the moment this came out, we will be doing tournaments weekly. I will set it up. We will be giving details every week here. Be here.
My bad. I meant Guest Still.
All right.
I meant Guest Still.
Yeah, bro. Fail those other guys.
My bad.
Who are they? They don't even do it. They're not even on
Croc,
Twitch
Scratch,
anymore.
who? I meant, yeah, GG, GG.
All right. Yeah, so I'm stoked for it. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Especially I feel like we can do big things here, content creators versus community members and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's talk a little bit about the relic rebalance. We're gonna be getting some relic rebalances, and I think the biggest and most anticipated balance or rebalance that Ken is expecting is the X Serpentis, right? How many are you sitting on now, Ken?
I don't know, man. I fit like 1,000 of them. So
He's like, I don't know how many I had. I just fed those suckers. So I think my main account is sitting on like 4 or 5 of these suckers right now. I'm like, oh God, really? But I can't wait for them. How excited are you for getting some of these? I know that I believe it was Cruisin' that did a tier list on all of these. I think it was it was a good video. I watched it and rewatched it quite a bit myself. And I learned a couple of things. But I want to ask you, which mythical relic should be the first one that you guys think needs to get rebalanced? Zero.
Mythical relic that gets rebalanced?
Any relic. Sorry, any relic. I forget. Mythical relics aren't for everybody.
Yeah. No, I just got the one that I got. And here's the thing: it's so tough to even say like if something needs to come down or stuff because you don't know what's happening in the game half the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing against them, I do think there are just some that are way better than others, and some you just wouldn't even use. So I would just say any of those that are just like food or trash or anything like that, just a little small tweak to make them a little bit better, I would appreciate that. Like even like things like arachne elixirs and stuff are so OP for just a rare relic. So like if you're gonna have stuff like that, like let's pump up the jam.
Okay.
And I don't. Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard to call for stuff that gets nerfed, right? So, in my opinion.
All I'm going to say is don't touch relics that are already good, like the arachne elixir. Don't touch it, Plarium. Don't touch it, please. Yeah. Ken, which one is the number one relic that you're hoping gets rebalanced in 2025 or 2026? Sorry.
I mean, I don't have a specific one. Like obviously, like some common relics we keep crafting, like a X harp relic. Would be nice to see some love on them because most of us have craft these relics because they're in the like normal category, so we have a very high chance of to craft them. There's some mythical relic which is on the chat. You can also see that as well. Murder Fang is very bad mythical. There is also bad mythical relic guys on the currently. So, but one thing makes me a little bit worrying. They said rebalance, not the relic buff. They said rebalance.
True.
Rebalance can be mean nerf as well. So, and I'm guessing want on the line on the nerf list, which is I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. Like my opinion about the want super balanced. If this game has a champion name is Armaz and the Fabian, you cannot touch the want. I'm sorry. Like if you want to touch the wand, you need to touch them first. So then we can talk.
Yeah, no, don't touch wand. What buff the wand?
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I agree with you. I hope we only gonna see the buff and the solid buff. Plarium is terrible on the buffing. Like I mean, look at the Fujarat. Like people was talking about it. Like somebody actually on the chat like said like, "Hey guys, you guys excited for the Christmas? What?
I swear."
Yeah, what free gift we are gonna get? And somebody mentioned like they are gonna give us Fujarat. Like, bro. Like,
okay.
Like yeah, make the buff excited, man. Make them strong. So
okay. DK, what is the one relic that you would want to see buffed?
Just because I managed to pull one from a rare and I have one already, would have to be the Gore Crescent.
Okay. Why do you think the Gore Crescent? You don't think that's pretty decent?
In my opinion, hold on, let me pull it back up so I make sure I'm actually going off of it.
Like the second attack that you do on somebody does more damage. I think that's pretty good for multi-hitters.
I feel like if you, especially if you're, because there are champs where like, how do I explain it? Like, there's certain attacks where you'll do an attack on someone and then they'll get CC'd by like either a hex or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They should carry that on into the next attack after the hex, if
Okay.
you get hexed or you can CC'd. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Because there's been times where I've used Gore Crescent before, and I killed a champion, and it caused like hex to activate, which causes the stone skin or whatever, or the, what do you call it? The lock, the CC control for
Yeah.
hex. And on the next attack, it canceled it out because I got controlled, you know?
Okay.
So I feel like there's got to be something in there that allows it to continue on to the, like actually be able to carry on to the next attack, whether you're controlled or not, you know?
Okay, so Gore Crescent. Let's go to Gessel. Gessel, what do you think next? Do you think maybe Wanda submission needs to be buffed?
Wanda submission? No, thank you. We'll go with that. Were you serious?
Yeah, bro.
You want to buff Wo sub?
Listen, my main account is sitting on like 15 Wanda submissions. Almost
Yeah,
16.
so am I, bro. Everybody is. You gotta buff it? Man, that thing pops all the time against me and never for me, let me tell you. How about buff it so it works for me? How about that?
Okay. I think the best way to buff it, though, is to increase the chances. I think all of mine are sitting at like level 15 that I'm using. So, you know.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, frankly, the worst one to me is that Hydra one. And why do they give it in the axe? Like why do they give that that one's the worst. And why do they give it in the arena? Like that's so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe change that completely. I don't know. I hate that one. And I've gotten a couple of them. So change that one.
NSD Undead
Make it
says
good.
they need to buff the cat's gaze.
Bring it back. Give me the cat's gaze. Give me like six more of them, bro.
Hey, I actually, me and NSD talked about this. Can I chime in on that?
Go ahead.
So we were talking about it, and you know how they brought in that $50 deal for the season pass or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Where you get the gear, to craft gear?
Yep.
I have a feeling that in their money grab scheme, they're gonna make it all these other limited time relics accessible for that $50.
I hope not.
Yeah, that's
I hope
me and NSD were talking about that, and I feel, especially because they are a money grabbing company, that's what they're gonna do with it.
Okay.
The only thing is that under the event group, it says Forge Pass specifically. The other ones say Discovery, Chaos Awakes, Alice.
That is true.
I'm just saying that is a possibility to get people to spend more money on Raid. I see them going down.
I do think that he's got a valid point there, saying that they possibly could, because they've done things in the past where they've said we're not going to monetize, and then they have done some sort of monetization behind it, right?
Yeah.
So it could possibly be a thing. Yeah. PJ, what about you, man? What do you think? What is the relic that should be buffed?
I mean, I think there's a lot of ones that could use a buff. If we're talking about mythicals specifically, someone already mentioned the murder thing. I also think the mind of Marquardt, I don't know how you say that, is kind of dookie personally, where it has a 25% chance of placing a fatigue debuff for one turn. I don't know. I feel like that one's kind of underwhelming. I think there's some epics also that maybe could use a buff, but it's like, do you want the epics and rares to be that good? Like, I don't know. I honestly think the Arachnid Elixir is a little too good personally. Like, I think if they nerf the Arachnid Elixir, I think that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Interesting.
Like, huh?
I said that's kind of interesting. I
Like,
think the Arachnid Elixir has done a lot of good things for the balance of the game, and they
Right.
locked it behind a tier that everybody can get, and has actually brought champions that we ordinarily wouldn't use into the limelight.
I'm not saying don't make it usable. I'm saying that I think it's crazy that you can just put a Hedgie and just like one shot everyone right off the rip. I don't know. I think that they could
You mean
make it so it's not as strong but still usable, because it's also a rare relic, which is insane. I think the other poison one's also really bad. The live arena purple one could use like kind of the live arena ones are kind of all just really shit. I mean, the death dealer is good. The inferno prototype's really good. The harp is kind of axe is bad. The preserve aberration, the moon death orchid, like they could redo all those. But yeah, I'm not sure how much they're gonna look into the lore ones. I feel like they're just gonna look at the like legendaries and mythicals. I don't think they really care about the epics or rares too much.
Okay. I will say anything that's currently in game and that we've been using and works well, don't touch it. The highlight, the note on this will be, if you are going to change any relics that we have already built, again, give us the resources back. Make sure that we are able to take it and use it for something else. For myself, I think the collective is one of the ones that I would love to see buffed. Where it deals 1% more damage for each buff on him, removes all buffs from the wearer at the end of each turn. I would say the only thing I do not want it to remove, because it does remove protected buffs. So anything that's not protective, I'm cool. Other than that, I don't want it to remove protected buffs. That's basically, I think, the one buff that it could get that would be really good.
Which one was that?
Huh?
Which one
The
was that?
collective. The collective that's under Faction Wars, because it's a legendary one.
Okay.
It's a pretty good one, and it's one that we can boost our damage, and kind of replace the cat's gaze for people that don't have it.
Touche. Yeah, I can see that being.
I think one of the biggest and best ones that they're going to also come out with is the Altar of Souls is now going to reset 4 times per day. I'm
Wait,
actually
before you move on to that,
yeah.
sorry. I know they talked about just relics, and this is kind of, I mean, it has to do with relics, but I think there's a lot of gemstones that they need to look at and redo, because there's some really shitty gemstones.
I agree. I agree. I think there's a bunch of gemstones that, so on one hand, we do need food gemstones, right? We need gemstones that we can just sell to get more of the Stardust, because Stardust is still a problem. So I feel like on one hand, again, we have that argument, but I do agree that they need to buff some of those other ones because they are pretty shitty.
Like, there's a square mythical that the wearer ignores 15% of the target's res when placing a provoke debuff. That's a mythical
That's
gemstone.
a mythical, yeah. That is definitely one that should be rebalanced.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the gemstones are just kind of there, like a little bit of a bonus, as opposed to some of the relics, right? There's a lot of champions that I will build and I won't even put a gemstone in because it's not even worth it, because they're just not there. They're just not.
Yeah, but then you have like Boss Slayer, that's 10% more damage to bosses, or you have something that's like
yeah, but
like
that's a
reducing
legend.
the
That's a
defense.
mythical one.
That's a
right?
mythical. So was the one
Yeah.
I was just talking about.
Yeah, fair. Well,
They're both
let's-
mythicals.
before we get into those, let's wait and see what happens in the next
Fair.
few weeks with the new bosses that are coming in, because who knows, maybe that might become one of the mythical relics or mythical gemstones we want and we're looking for, right?
15% ignore res on just provoke. Just not all debuffs. Just
Hey.
provoke.
Okay, here's what I'm
Dude,
going to
no,
tell you.
that's not gonna
Here's-
be good.
Hold
I
on.
don't
Here's
care.
what I'm going to tell you. Bommel in the beginning had an insane amount of resistance, and we couldn't land debuffs on him.
This isn't the same game as when Bommel first came out.
With 15%, or maybe the mythical champion that comes in on top of ignoring 20% will grow an extra 15% because of this, and will keep you provoked the whole time. I mean,
Well, I wish you all of those gemstones, my friend. You can take all of those, and I'll take all the boss slayers. You heard that first, Plarium. He wants those. I'll take the boss slayers.
I'm not.
Thank you
I'm
very
not saying I
much.
want all of them.
Yep,
but
yep, yep, yep.
yes.
He'll take them all. All of the ones you're gonna give me, you can take.
But that said, one of the last things here that I want to touch on is the Altar of Souls is now going to be changing out 4 times per day. I love that idea because I've been looking for more Titus souls because for some reason I just can't pull them. Just doesn't want to come towards me. That said, it could also be good and bad as well, right? Because we're spending a lot more money to acquire more stones to look for that, and then maybe we're just holding for that perfect soul. Where do you guys kind of stand on this? Is this something you really want or don't want? Ken?
Sorry, can you repeat again? I was looking sometimes.
Ken's like, yeah, bro, I lost you.
Sorry.
The changing the 4 hours to every 4 hours, is this something that you want?
6 hours, right?
6
4
hours,
times.
sorry, 6 hours. Yeah, 4 times.
I mean, I can play the game pretty active, like I have a phone to like whenever I'm on the work, but obviously like some people's schedule can be a little bit not available to check every time the soul shop is reset when they going to be make it reset more often, 4 times a day instead of twice. But I think it's still in general it's gonna be reset more often. So even you missed it, let's say like you missed the one refresh, there was a champion you've been waiting for. I mean, it's going to be reset more often now, so you have a high chance, I guess. So it's definitely massive W, in my opinion.
Okay. Jay, are you excited for this? Is this something you really want?
It's something that I think most players want to have a higher chance of looking for, because I know some people who literally log in every day just looking for that 5 or 6 star soul. That's all they care about. They're all like, "Oh, here's my I finally got Marius. I want to get this." And you can't get mythicals, right? So you're basically like trying to get only your Legos, or maybe an epic, but mainly Lego, right? You're trying to get those 5s and 6. So it's gonna help people who playing a lot, help them a little bit. And someone like me, like if I'm logged in, but I'm not really logged in, this is gonna tie in with background battles. Or someone who uses RSL Helper, or someone who's just running things in the background, right? Auto clickers. You'll just be able to come by real quick, check, and then move, and then be like, oh, it's not there yet. Okay. It's just going to increase your chance for most people. Me, it's not going to really affect me much because I'm not sitting there spamming like, oh, I need this. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not like always. I have pretty much the stuff that I want, and if I put it on wish list, and I usually get it eventually, like in 2-3 months. So, it's not gonna affect me too much. I do want it in the game for other people because a lot of people keep telling me like, "Bro, I've been waiting 3-4 months for my champion. I still don't see it." So it's gonna help them out a lot, and that makes if they're happy, then I'm gonna be happy. So yeah.
Okay. Chat from you guys. Is this something you have been asking for? Is this something you really wanted to be able to reset it, or would you be more happier if you could just have like I don't know, go in and reset with like 5 gems like they do with the shop? Would you have preferred that instead? DK, what about you, man?
Honestly, I've been hoping that they were doing this because like one of the things that I've been sitting on is I've been waiting and waiting for a Marius soul to pop up because I think mine is a 4-star. And I know the 5-star is going to be like what, like 100 eternal soul essence. Right now, I'm sitting on like 163, and I've had all these good 5-stars come in, but I'm waiting for the Marius because that is the next 6-star soul that I want for sure.
Okay.
So the more chances I can have it pop up, the happier I'll be.
Okay. So I guess maybe we start looking at, instead of swapping these over in the market, to just save them to be buying things, right? Gestel, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've never. Well, I don't say never. I've done my best not to buy these soul stones. The only time I've done it was for the Deck of Eight events. So I've like really had to use this soul merchant shop to pinpoint very specific champs, obviously live arena champs or arena champs in general. I've kind of I'm either at 5 or 6-star on pretty much every champ I want, except for maybe the turtles now. The 6-star, I'd like to get them a couple of them 6-star. So like I said, like I've been, what is this, 2.5 years almost that this has been out, and I never got them, and I haven't like bought like tons of them. I can't say I really got that many at all. Like maybe for the Deck of Fate events, I think twice I've had to scoop them up just to be able to get the champs. But other than that, I've just been using my resources and stuff. So my issue are the mythical champs. So I can't get freaking Embry. I can't get Carnage. I can't get like any of the mythicals. I can't get Ashnar, bro. I have 0 on Ashnar. Like that's the biggest thing for me is the mythical champs. And I know the Carnage one will come just doing Curse City, but bro, like how am I gonna get an Embry one? How am I gonna get Embry one? I don't know. Like my Embry's walking out there naked all the time, man. Like I'm always like, oh, don't look at my Embry, he's naked. One star would help so much just to give him all the benefits from that, from Lightning Cage and stuff. So I like this. I do like this. It will help me build up some more of my PvE champs, I guess, because that's pretty much where it's going. I just brought a 3-star Crystal. But we got to figure something out for mythicals. I don't know what it is, but they got to figure something out. We got to get a better way to get mythicals. Maybe at least a way to target one of them, put it in the wish list for one or something. I don't know.
I don't even know if the wish list actually works, bro, because I got pulled
Agreed.
hundreds and hundreds, and the wish list just feels like it's like, yeah, you get 8 chances more of getting that particular one. I feel like it needs to be, for at least a 5 or 6-star 8x on that, because you could just get an 8x on a 1-star, right? But yeah, wish list is just like Good Time says right now in chat. He's like, wish list is pure bait. Pure bait.
I mean, I can't complain. When I got my Marius, I had or not Marius, Leo. I put Leo on my wish list, and within my first I think it was an Immortal or Eternal, got a 6-star soul for him.
Well, the two things I will say about the mythicals is, what is the price going to be for them in the shop? Like we got 300, right, of the Eternal Essences for a 6-star. What's a mythical going to be? And then Darn actually
600.
600.
Yeah, probably double it.
I would say 500 at least, though.
500.
It's 2 Legos.
True. And then Darn brings a great point in that, there's not enough mythicals yet to be able to target those specific souls. They can do it with the legendaries and the
that's the
epics
problem.
because there is so many in there. But
So I mean, if you put one in the wish list, like that might be the only thing they could do, really. But I don't know. I don't know what else you could do.
So, and then last but not least, PJ, is this something you're looking forward
You didn't
to?
ask me either.
I've got you. Don't worry.
No, you-
Don't worry. Did I ask PJ already?
No,
it's fine.
Okay, we got time.
but then I'm not
Chill.
last.
All right. Not last, not least. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, overall, I think this is good. I do hear some concerns about missing missing one of the blocks if you're sleeping or working, but you should still be seeing 3 out of the 4 versus 2, so it should still be better. One thing I was thinking that maybe they could do is add a like a pin, or like if this champion pops up, it will automatically save it for you for like 24 hours, so you have a chance of
Nice.
like getting it.
I'd
or
say even an
saving it.
auto buy, like if this pops up on a 3-star auto buy it or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, for like auto buy. You could like program something like that where you could either pin it, or it will it'll automatically save it for you for a certain amount of time. So if you aren't active or you're not there, you can still maybe get it. But even if that isn't a thing, just the 3 3 or 4 versus the 2 a day should still be more than what we were seeing before. So I think overall it's good.
Okay. And now, last but not least, Zero. Now you got to throw us a dab because of that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But no, I liked PJ. That was a great suggestion about the pinning. But I will say, Ken, I had the same thought at the very beginning, which you said about every 6 hours and like people missing a slot. But I think mathematically, though, it's still like a 12-hour window, right? Because you got, the beginning of it, you should probably be able to catch, and then you should be able to catch it at the end before the next reset. So it's really a 12-hour window there. If you get 8 hours of sleep, you should be able to, catch it on both ends. So you still might be able to get the 4 a day. And then just mathematically, it's a 50% boost, right? So it's a straight up, we get basically double the opportunities to filter these. The other thing I think would be nice if they just add a couple more slots too. That would be tremendous. So if you flip it 4 times a day and you add, even if it's 2 more extra columns per rarity or whatever, that'd be super nice. And I'm in complete agreement with Gastel. We need to do something for the mythicals as well. Because what's funny is I felt like I was pulling mythicals all day long, but then like
it just stopped.
I know it just stopped. It was like, oops, we made a mistake. It wasn't 1%, it was 10%. They shifted the decimal. If they fixed the glitch, if you will. Office shout out Alpha Space, right? They fixed the glitch. And I was lucky to get the 1-star Empress, so I did at least get that, right? But yeah, I think they need to fix that. But I'm all for this. I'm excited to see that this is a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. So thanks for sharing the news.
Awesome.
You come here first to this podcast to find out the news.
All right. So just real quickly before we wrap up, I want to ask you, what is the biggest feature, or what is the one feature that you would love to see in 2026 from Raid Shadow Legends, from Plarium, that they should implement? Let's try to make it a little bit positive and not be a Debbie Downer on what they're doing negative, but something we want to see that is going to be big for the community.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go first.
So happy.
Now that we have free gear cleanse and we got the presets and all that, they got to alert us ahead of a fight, before the end of the fight, that a gear is off. Because if you're swapping stuff, and now me personally, I put my best gear on the turtles. I'm gonna have to completely redo them. But I think that needs to be a thing. And when you go into a dungeon real fast, I would love to see just any dungeon. You don't have to run it. But I would love to see, like, when you go into a fight, when you I didn't say run the fight. But when you mouse, when you mouse over and you hold it down, it'll bring up, and it's a stupid index for the champion, right? I would love for them to just, when you click on that champion at the beginning of a fight, to pull up their actual gear screen, because it's terrible to go in right now and it's like, okay, now I got to find my G-Nut, who's only 2-star awakened on my giant list of things, to make sure the crit damage gloves are on him. But it's like, hey, I want to run him in Clan Boss, pull up Clan Boss, I click it and it should just pull up the gear screen, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't have all his gear on him, put it on there. Or when you click start of the battle, it pops up and says, hey, you got champions that don't have all their gear on. Do you want to cancel this fight or whatever? I think anything like that would be amazing. Now, I would love a much more dynamic change to the game, but I think low-hanging fruit, Plarium, please consider these simple changes, like change out the code. We don't need to see the index and the base stats of said champion. Who gives a crap about that, right? So I would love to see that.
Okay. I 100% agree with that. Like, if I'm missing gear, definitely tell me. I mean, you put the warning in for not using a champion with an arena or any sort of aura. Simple thing. Do the same thing. I 100% agree with that. Would love to see that. I'm looking at chat here and they got a lot of good ideas here. PJ, what about you?
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff.
Let's just go with one.
That's
And then
tough to just do one.
we can do the other ones in a YouTube video.
I'll give you 2. Sorry. One thing I want them to do is to do more like community stuff. They did that coalition event. I thought that was really good. I thought that would, and they kind of mentioned bringing it back. They always put us against each other. I liked when the community was like working as a team, kind of, and everyone could benefit off the whales doing their thing. And I really liked that. One thing that I really think they need to consider though is either like once a month or I guess once a month, do like a free like blessing swap or lower the cost of changing the blessings, and then also like the star stone removing or like changing relics, swapping relics is really hard to do. So either they need to give us more star stone or lessen how much it costs to swap things, because that is, you can't really enjoy the relics that you leveled up. You just got to stick them on one person, and that's how it is. So I don't know, something like that would be nice too. Look into that.
I agree. You took the scrolls away for the free gear removal. Give us scrolls for the blessing swaps or the relic swaps. 100%. Ken, what about you?
Like a PJ mentioned, like I have a lot of suggestion as well, but I think my most wanted thing I want to see in the game actually prepare battle log. Like whenever I go classic arena, live arena, or the siege, most important the siege, I like to be watch the game that I lost or the I win, so we can get a lot of feedback there. Like
Replays,
yeah,
please.
so replay button, which is like even like there is like 5 active player member mobile game have this feature. Trust me, I play one of them, so I know.
Okay.
We didn't talk about our hitting our defenses in Siege.
Yes, but we are running out of time. So don't worry. Next week we're going to be devoting the whole podcast to all the things that they should bring to 2025 because of 2026 because of this. So I want to end off the year in a good note and giving Plarium lots of suggestions to improve the game and being positive. We've had a couple of conversations in the past where we've brought the darker side of things out, which needed to be talked about, but we want to try to focus with the new year coming, new ownership, that, let's make the game better, because we know they watch the podcast and we know that they listen to us, or at least it shows the steps that they're doing are listening to us. Gestel, what about you?
Well, I like what Kampachi just said. Let's go with that one. But I was gonna say adding a Chimera to the arena bonus.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay. Sounds good. Jay, what about you?
Something that I've been wanting in Raid for a long time, since almost the beginning, was a way to get a specific champ. And I think it should only be Lego and down. So Lego, Epic, or Rare. If you choose a wish list, you don't care about all the other champions. You don't care about it randomly being this faction. You're just like setting in and being like, hey, if I want this, and you can go hard and only get this. For instance, if I pull one of my favorite champions, I want to be able to go, hey, I only want more copies of this. Like I just only want to focus on this. Now you might be like, you could just keep replicating that. You could limit that. You could limit that to once a year. You could limit that to like per faction, right? You're only allowed to do this once per faction. There's so many things you could do with Plarium. We could do it, but me personally, I went to other games and I can, within a few months, I can get what character I want, and I get them like maxed out, totally maxed. Like, and Raid only has +4. Other games have +5 or +6, and I have multiple characters like that. I'm like, but I can barely get like a +1 Timmy. Like I have to just hope that on a progressive I get lucky. And it's one thing that I'm like, what if I want to be the first person to have a +4 Timmy? Or what if I want to be the first player who has like a, not saying that this hasn't already been done, but most people already have +4 Rotos. But what if someone has a Siphi and they're like, I want to be only a Siphi Rotos, or I only want to be a Vlad and Constantine player, and I want to be the best of that. You could just argue like, well, just whale more, right? Or just wait. But people, bro, I've been waiting how many years, and I still can't get the champions I want. It's so random. It's so RNG, and it's like that's the only thing I want in Raid is to be able to get the things that I specifically want to work on, right? Like now I have a Leo, but to get a +4 Leo, I'm going to sack my shoes ends. That's crazy. I'm not doing that, right? So it's just diabolical. It's almost like insane to do that. Right. So That's the only thing I would want out of Raid, because then like you really, really could be that person. Like you can showcase that, and not just I'm overpowered. No one's cared. It's going to be one champion. Every champion can be countered by something else, anyways. Usually, so it's not going to be that OP, honestly. But that's just my opinion. What I would like in the game, because why can't I be that player who chooses their representative, right? And be like that champion, like, oh, that guy's the pro Cupidus or that guy's the pro this. You don't really go there. It's just like, oh, my gear is better than yours. That's it.
I think Freak makes a great point here. You know, everybody would just go for a +4 Pixneal first. 100%. DK, what's the one feature you would love to see them implement next year that would make the game better?
In my opinion, and this is just from my 2 years of playing, I would like them to see, or I like to see them, especially with them bringing all this new content into Raid. I would like to see them give us more energy, because I think it was kind of stupid that we stopped getting more energy at level 60. We should have got more energy until we hit level 100, and then once we hit level 100, that should be our cap.
Okay. For myself, I think in 2026, the one feature, and I know this is going to be more of a pay to win thing, and a lot of people may not like it, but I would like the player base to pick which spending tier they want to be in. If you want to be in the low end spending tier, that's fine. If you want to be in the high end spending tier, that's fine. It allows people to make decisions based on their financial needs, could possibly grow their, overall income. And I think for me, especially, if I want to whale out, let me whale out at the top end. If I don't want to whale out and I want to buy the small pack, let me buy the small pack. That's just my feeling. I think we got everybody on what suggestions that they should do for 2026. There's definitely a lot more suggestions, and I would urge everybody to leave comments on the YouTube side below to let us know, because next week's podcast is going to be all about things that we want to see implemented into the game for the near future, and how best MTG and Plarium can improve the game that we all love. Because let's face it, we may all talk shit about the game sometimes, and I'm the first one to say this sucks, and this is bad. But in the end, when I wake up in the morning, Raid is the first thing that opens up in my phone. It's just it, right? That said, Ken, where can people come and find you?
They can find me on the both Twitch and the YouTube 1 hour after Columbus reset every single day. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. PJ, where can everybody come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube. Stream twice a day, every weekday. Come say what's up.
Awesome. Gestel, where can people come and find you?
Yeah, Gestel Gaming on Twitch and on YouTube's doing it 6 days a week, 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. Zero, where can people come and find you?
Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, given schedules, of course, but 8 p.m. Central Standard Time at Zero Brew and Zero Brew on the YouTubes is.
Awesome. DK, where can people come and find you?
DK100 on YouTube and Twitch, and my set dates are going to hopefully become Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for sure.
Awesome. And Jay, where can people come and find you?
Both on Twitch and on YouTube. One name, JRStar3.
Awesome. Ken, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I like to shout out the Sinvik. He's also on our community. He's streaming for a while, guys. If you guys want to hit him follow, and there is a link over there. I just posted on the chat, so make sure to follow him, guys. And he's also streaming Raid, I believe, Raid and Apex Legends. Make sure to check it out. Thank you.
Awesome. DK, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I'd like to shout out my homie and lifelong friend NSD Undead. Venturing, he's gonna be hitting his year mark here in the next couple of days, so just definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Gesso, what you got for a shout out for me?
I'm going to shout out my man Carnage, a longtime community member, streamer, awesome all around dude, Australian. He had a lot going on the last couple months, but he's been getting back into streaming a lot recently, last week or two. He's kind of got back on his schedule, so definitely go give him a follow. Awesome dude there, Carnage _.
Definitely love myself some Carnage right there, and I'm trying to get him to 500 subscribers on YouTube so I can get him to start doing YouTube, but has not been very easy for me. Jay, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
This week I will be giving it to Game Leap BB.
Awesome. Speaking about Game Leap, Zero, what you got for a shout out for me?
Pogo Pink Tie can't go a stream without shouting out a boy Pogo. So I'm glad y'all didn't steal him for me. Click that link, give him some love. He's awesome.
Awesome. And PJ, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
We're giving a shout out to AJB. Awesome dude, playing the Race Legends as well. Hangs out in a lot of our streams, hanging out in the podcast right now. If you guys like Ray, definitely go check him out. Drop him a follow.
Awesome. My shout out's actually going to go to one of my Discord mods who, or one of my Discord Twitch mods for everything. T-Bone, you guys have seen him from time to time on. He had some things going on. His apartment complex caught on fire. Luckily, he's safe. So thoughts and prayers are out to him. You know, we all go through a lot of things sometimes. And you know, it's a blessing when we can walk away and have I don't know. It's not a laughing matter, but it's a blessing where we're
still breathing.
Exactly.
You know?
Thank you. That said, we're gonna raid out to Alpha the Titan over on Twitch. So make sure you guys go give him a follow over on Twitch when we get there. Guys, thank you again for joining us on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. We will be back again next week. Happy Thanksgiving to anybody who celebrates Thanksgiving next week in the US or wherever you are. Be safe.